So, strangely enough, I'm getting ready to start processing on this video, and all of a sudden I realize I have a moment to fucking narrate an invasion. Hooray! So here we are. I'm narrating an invasion. Sorry for the lack of updates. I know I usually update, I usually like post one or two videos a week at least. Um, Been kind of slow this week for reasons mentioned at the beginning of the video. But here we are. Hopefully this makes up for it. Something totally new, completely different, out of my wheelhouse. This is not. I'm still trying to get good at this particular playstyle. Little premature there. Yeah, it happens to all of us. It's no big deal. Go see your doctor. Get him with the second one. You know what I mean? It's the second one that counts. That's why you get the first one out of the way. Anyway, um, now this is still invading, so yeah, it's not too much different from what I typically do, but I rely a lot on shield and parries, especially in these big old groupy invasions where there's a lot of people. So I'm learning to do without that, and it's different. And you basically want to meet every level of force with a different level of force. Now, for the most part, a lot of this is the same stuff. I think I just said that, but these guys are camping out and they don't want to come, fight me or whatever. Well, I'm going to pelt them with great arrows, or attempt to at least. Doesn't go well for me, but basically, this is just showing them that standing around is not an option. They're going to have to play this level with me in the level, or they can use a seed. Um, but if they don't want to do that, then they're actually going to have to come fight me. Now, for those of you who get pissed off at the Seed of the Tree Giants, I have a Alluring Skulls. Use those. White Birch Branch. Use those if you have to. Worst case scenario, just Black Crystal out. Alright, so the reason I'm hanging out in front of the Crystal Sage is you don't want to get caught in beside or behind him, because you'll get caught with a lot of R1s that are meant for him. So they've dealt with him, like he's gone at this point, but, and when I say they, of course I mean the Phantom who's actually playing this game for the host, but I digress. Anyway, you want to stand in front of the Crystal Sage when it actually comes time to fight, because you don't want to get caught in the errant R1s that are meant for the Sage. So I've got this host with a Great Shield. I've got him poisoned. But I'm going to go ahead and put poison on the Corvian Great Scythe as well, just in case I can get someone else with poison. The reason I'm switching to the Great Scythe is so I can get through that shield. Now, like I said, I am not particularly excellent at this particular playstyle yet, and when I was doing these invasions, it was paramount that I kill everything. It couldn't just be me beating the host, because what fun would that be? So I'm not playing absolute cutthroat here. I'm trying to show off the build and let you guys see what it's all about and how it works and how it operates, with like maximum amounts of violence and cool shit to watch, right? So a Pyromancer host would usually be my target numero uno, but in these videos, or I'm sorry, for these invasions, and I did a shit ton of invasions, and this was just the best one, I think. I wanted to kill everything, so that's why you don't necessarily see me going for the easy kills that will pop up from time to time in this video. But again, I digress. So we've got the Great Scythe out. We're going to use that against the Great Shield guy. That white Phantom there, trying to be sneaky. Deceptive ass range on this Scythe, man. It is crazy how much bigger the hitbox looks compared to the actual swing. Now, compared to the weapon, it seems fair, but when you look at the actual swings, the swings seem very minuscule compared to the actual hitbox. You'll notice I'm not getting caught up in one particular trap. Just because I sprung a trap and it works doesn't mean I'm going to stick around and try and win the invasion based off that one trap. I have the entire fucking level to play, and the longer this invasion goes on, the the better off I am. And you could say, well, yes, but if you kill the phantoms, the host could run back and summon more people, and they're going to have full Estus, and you're not. And you'd be right. But the point is, by not taking full advantage of every trap that I spring, get fucked. Dual plunge attack. And there goes Great Shield guy. Go for the charging weapon art there. Didn't get him. Now I'm going to celebrate by waving my sword in their face. Even take off the obscuring ring to do it. That's how petty I am. I am a petty motherfucker. But it convinces that guy to just run into 2 R1s, which means he has to drink an Estus. And as per usual, the battle of attrition wears on, and 1 Estus, let's assume he had 7. Now he's down to 6, on top of whatever else damage he's had to heal from already. Yeah, what was I saying before I got all off track there? Yeah, you could say, well, the host can just go back and summon more people, and you'd be right. But by not taking full advantage of every trap that you spring, you drag them further into the level, further into the level, further into the level. And the deeper they go into the level, that's more time you have to chase this host down. And never forget that you've got the Silvercat ring, which means you can get to the bonfire before he can, especially in this level, or levels like this, where the verticality of the level plays an important role in the area's design. So here comes the blue, and they feel like they've got the numbers advantage, so they get a little more brave, but they still need a little prodding, it seems like. So I'm going to go ahead and get the great bow ready, and those explosions go off regardless of whether or not you've got any focus points, so that's all I'm really worried about. I guess I could put 1 Ashen Estus on this guy for invasions. I guess I could. That might be something I'll look into doing now that I'm seeing how quickly I burn through my FP. So the host, he gets hit with the arrow, and now he's caught between a rock and a hard place, and the running L1s on Goddard's are an excellent roll catch. The reason I didn't switch to Onikiri there and go for the running R1s is because I needed to be able to deal with multiple opponents in case that became an issue, which it very much did. Now, I could have tried just like a random ass Oni Slayer into a big huge group, but in my experience, that is not the wisest move. The white runs up here and foolishly springs the Thrall Trap, which gets the blue caught. He comes up here to try and save the blue, which in turn turns everything into a clusterfuck. And again, I'm not, just because one trap seems to have worked, and I've sprung it and it's working, that doesn't mean I'm just going to stick around and let that be the only thing I do. So they're slowly making their way up here to the Crystal Sage. Crystal Sage is dealing some damage. Oni Slayer there did quite a bit of damage to me, but I'm able to get away. The blue seems to be content with trying to help with the PvP aspect, so the Phantom tries to come in here and help deal with the nasty invader, and he gets killed about it. And because they're attacking a lot of different stuff, I'm able to punish with the L1s as opposed to just the R1s. You saw he went for the Oni Slayer on that Scholar, and the recovery so long on it, I was able to hit him with the L1 instead of just an R1. So host here's using a greatsword, so let's switch to our greatsword, and I am just late over and over and over again. I'm just late on getting the R1s started. That was a foolish attempt to heal. I should have seen the fireball coming. That was a much better attempt at healing. But I need to buff this weapon with the Pale Pine Resin, so I wait for him to chug, and that allows me to get that off. Now, he's using a one-handed greatsword, so I should be able to beat him as far as like when my hyper armor starts versus when his starts, and I'm just not timing it right. I'm like a half second off. There it was again. Like every time I'm like a half second off. Here in a minute you'll see me go for a rolling R1, and it just, the targeting messes up, and I just get all kinds of fucked up because of that. So this greatsword's really pissing me off. Now you can see the damage it did was really, really good. And against a smaller weapon, I might have been cool with it. But he's using the Onyx Blade, which has like ridiculous reach. I think it has the best reach of a greatsword. So I switched to an Ultra Great, and I'm able to space him right there, get him with the charge attack, and then get him with an R2. And then he tries to heal in my face, so he gets two R2s, I'm sorry, two R1s about it. So the Ultra Great versus the Great Sword, the better range, playing with better spacing, that turns the tides and we're able to win with our weapon swapping monster. And I'll have some more videos up at this guy very soon, and we'll finish our lore invasions, and I'll see you then. Later.